What do you get when you cross George Washington with cattle feed? What do you get when you cross George Washington with cattle feed? The father of our country. Look, I don't write them, I just Google them. I got another one. I heard a joke about the Liberty Bell. Okay. It cracked me up. This weekend we celebrate 4th of July, Independence Day, birth of our nation, and so forth. And from 2001 to late 2003 or early 2004, I was writing a monthly column for an e-zine called empowermag.com. And each month I was responsible for a column titled Message for the Miracle-Minded. And it was like an essay, a spiritual essay, on things around life, things that I would happen to see or hear, things I'd encounter. Like one time I encountered a bumper sticker that said, "What if the hokey pokey is what it's all about?" And so I wrote a column on it. Yeah. And from those columns, almost 4 years of it, about 30 of them went into this book, which was my second book, Messages, Essays on a Spiritual Journey. And the reason I'm showing you this is not promotion, okay? Although it could be, because they are in the bookstore. But primarily because my message today is based on the column that I wrote for the month of July in 2002. And I've asked Ted just to read the opening 2 paragraphs.
This month, we celebrate our independence as a nation, honoring the struggles for freedom borne by the founding fathers and all whose efforts followed to make this a country where every person can be free to make the choices that resonate with the desires of their hearts. While the initial concept upon which this celebration was based was valuable and necessary, given the oppressive restrictions placed upon people of various nationalities, religious beliefs, and creeds, we have placed so much emphasis on the independence, we have strayed dangerously off the path toward interdependence with our Creator that is necessary for the ultimate survival of the planet. Perhaps this month we should, instead, celebrate our interdependence.
And so that's the focus of my message for you today, celebrating our interdependence. You know, we can really be independent. We have been taught to be independent. And of course, independent means I depend on myself. I don't need anyone else to do anything for me because I got this. I can take care of myself. I am sufficiently capable of handling all of my needs. I don't need anybody else. And something my great-grandfather used to say, I am beholden to nobody. And while that may be okay, if you look at our world right now, it is a reflection of our independence. It is a reflection of our I don't need nobody. It's a reflection of I'm not beholden to anybody. And so we step back from offering our support and our love and our care and our help because we have to be independent, because this country was founded on independence. That worked back when there were the elements to overcome and people were attempting to stand on their truth and to honor their individual beliefs and ideologies and so forth. But something has changed. Because even though they were celebrating their independence back then, they could not have made it through the struggle, through leaving their nation, through coming to another place, through managing to survive through the tough terrains and so forth, if they had not helped each other, if they had not been interdependent. Now, I am one who at one time was extremely independent. I was very proud of my independence. I could do anything and everything for myself. I didn't need any help. I was always helping other people, but I didn't need any help. I could do it because I had it like that. And then one day I woke up and half my eyesight was gone. And for a period of time, I was totally dependent upon others because I had to learn to navigate a diminished eyesight. And so through asking for help, I learned how to be more independent while I was being interdependent. Until I was able to be more self-sufficient, but I recognize that I need others to help and support me. And that's a new place for me. It was very, very difficult. And I'm certain that that is the difficulty of our nation, because we have strived so hard to be independent, and even though it appears, how do they say it, we're going to hell in a handbasket, we don't know how to depend on each other, to support each other, to be there for each other. And thus comes the interdependence. See, it doesn't mean that you're not capable of taking care of yourself, but what it does mean is the scripture that says, where two or more are gathered together in my name, I am there in the midst of them. What it means is that there is a coming together, a cooperative relationship that lays the groundwork for an easier mechanism for making things happen. Where two or more are gathered together in my name, I am there in the midst of them. And name means nature, characteristics, attributes. And what our elder brother Jesus was talking about when he taught that was that when we come together and join our hearts, that divine energy permeates the very essence of what it is that we are striving for and propels us forward to make it happen, to make it possible, but to make it so based on what is good for the many rather than the few. As Mr. Spock said in Star Trek, the good of the many outweigh the good of the few. And from what we're seeing, we're kind of seeing what has happened with the good of the few outweighing the good of the many. And so this thing called interdependence, it's interesting that when I first wrote that column, truthfully, this is the truth, I had 3 dictionaries at my house. I love words. And not one of them had a definition for interdependence. Now you can just Google it. But I had to find out what that meant by taking the word inter and the word dependence and bringing them together to get a concept of what this was about. Inter means by, between, among, with, shared. Dependence is when we have to count on someone or something. And so what interdependence is a heart sharing of cooperative connection that sets us up to complete whatever it is that we're attempting to complete. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, does this make any sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good. Thank you. So, when we come together in that shared consciousness with those joined hearts and joint intention directed toward what it is that we want to do, then that divine energy flows in and picks it up and carries it forth in a healthy, safe, loving, fulfilling manner that is good for everyone. And so that's why I'm saying it's lovely to say Happy Independence Day. Let's go to Happy Interdependence Day. You see, because it's not too late to turn this mothership around. It's not too late. We've gotten off course. And if you don't believe that, turn on your news. We've gotten off course. And that's okay. We've gotten off course. We're not dead in the water. But where we go from this point, what we do from this point, the choices we make from this point are going to determine whether we get back on course or end up dead in the water. Because when we come together in a shared, cooperative manner to do things that impact the world, and really everything we do impacts the world, we may not realize it, but everything impacts the world. The energy we hold, the thoughts, emotions that we hold, the way we treat each other, even if it's just in our collective family. But it's energy that goes out and it begins to expand. And before we know it, we're seeing it in ISIS, in a thing called ISIS. And I know some of you are probably saying, oh no, I don't hold any hatred or violence or... Take a look. Go deep inside and see if some fleeting thought, some straggling word, like, I hate this dress. Don't you just hate such and such? It's not a neutral word. It goes forward and it co-creates like itself. And there are many things we might say casually and we pay no attention. I'm talking about consciously speaking, consciously feeling, consciously choosing, as if we have individually been elected to make all of the choices for the whole world. Because in a way we have. We were made in the image and likeness of that which created the universe. And that which made us said that we are all one. So when we make a choice, we have been elected to make the choice for the whole world. But if we make these choices in an interdependent manner, we know that they will go forward and bear great fruit. And God says in the Bible, I will, in Joel is the book, that I will restore to you the years the locusts have eaten. So when we come together in that manner, the locusts are those things that have caused destruction and devastation. Our anger, our hatred, our discrimination, our criticism, condemnation, and judgment. Those locusts have eaten away our crops. But when we come together in that interdependent manner, the spirit of divine energy, the universal power, will turn the mothership around and will restore to us the years those locusts have eaten. Are you with me? Interdependent means joining together in our hearts, working cooperatively, sharing of ideas, accepting of ideas, creating community. I was visiting some friends in Sacramento one time and was having dinner with them, and at the table, all of the children, including the father, was sitting there with some kind of a device. And this is what I saw. We have become so independent that even in families, there's no connection. Anybody ever seen any of that anywhere? Oh, okay. I thought it was just me. Yeah. But in a family that is interdependent, here at the dinner table is an opportunity to sit and talk about what's going on with each member of the family. How is your life? How is your world? And that way they all get to be aware of what is going on in their family unit, and they can make that adjustment to work cooperatively to support that one that may need a little help right now. Interdependence. And when we do that, all of us are revitalized, renewed, restored, re-energized. The Bible says, and I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all people unto me. What this means that if I am lifted above the things of the earth, those erroneous beliefs, those erroneous manifestations, the negatives of the earth, if I'm able to rise above that, I will draw all people unto me. In other words, I will be free. So if I can look at you without seeing race, I am free. If I can look at you without seeing religion, I am free. If I can look at you without seeing height or weight, size or shape, I am free. If I can look at you as God sees you, then I will recognize my oneness with you, and I will be truly free. Today I celebrate my interdependence, and I am truly free. Today I celebrate my interdependence, and I am truly free. Say that with me. Today I celebrate my interdependence, and I am truly free. Again. Today I celebrate my interdependence, and I am truly free. And again. Today I celebrate my interdependence, and I am truly free. This week, as You prepare your barbecue grill and invite friends over, or go to one of the festivals, or go to watch the fireworks. I want you to take with you the concept of Interdependence Day. But not just on Monday, but every day, celebrating Interdependence Day each and every day, each and every moment of our lives. For when we are interdependent, we are truly free. Today I celebrate my interdependence, and I am truly free. I want to leave you with this. No man is an island. No one stands alone. Each one's joy is joy to me. Each one's grief is my own. We need one another. So I will defend each one as my brother or sister, each one as my friend. I saw the people gather. I heard the music start. The song that they were singing is ringing in my heart. We need one another. So I will defend each one as my brother